Thank you, ma'am. You should have been back half an hour ago.
Yeah, I know. Sorry.
Oh, no, you're not.
Okay, so I'm not. I've been for a drink and I'm late for my back for once, so what?
With the boss's fella.
Business associate, he told me.
I bet he did.
Oh, come on, Elsie. You'd have gone with him if he'd have asked you.
Well, that's where you're wrong, madam. No, I would not. I've got a bit more sense.
And he didn't ask you, did he?
No, he didn't, because he knows I've lived long enough to see the danger signals. What would have happened if Mrs. Matthews had seen you? How would you have gone on then?
She doesn't own him, you know.
His words or yours? Oh, love. I've had more fellas than you've had chip butties, and there's one thing I've got out of it all, and that's a damn good alarm system. Little bells start ringing, you know. And his bell started ringing 3 streets away before he got here.
I am 19, Elsie. And lunch with a fella like Roy makes a change from the sort of spotty kids who usually come my way. Thanks for warning me. But I'll make my own mistakes if I have to.
Yeah. Well, I suppose I would have said exactly the same thing at your age. All right. But watch it, madam.
Cup of tea?
Yeah, go on. Kids.
Black or white?
Please.
Sugar?
No, thanks.
Oh, give us a break, Elsie.
I don't know what you mean.
My heck, you don't. You've not spoken 2 words to me since yesterday. You don't have to. It's my life.
Yes, that's right. It's your life, and you can do with it what you like in your own time. You can walk down the street stark naked, smoking a clay pipe for all I'm concerned. But when your life starts intruding on my life, that is when I get my rag out.
I only had lunch with him.
Yes, and came back half an hour late and went for a drink with him last night. Left me here to lock up and skivvy in the house.
He asked me, what could I say?
Try saying no for a change. It works wonders.
He is the boss.
Yes, and you're paid to serve separates in Sylvia's, not to provide a free escort service for Mr. Roy Thornley. You think I'm being bloody minded about this, don't you? No, look, love, we live in the same house, and just because we do that doesn't allow you any special privileges.
I wasn't asking for any.
Good, because I'm sheriff around here, and you're just one of the cowboys. Now get that straight.
Right.
Right.
Hello? The letters is already? No wonder you didn't hear the door. Can't be a minute after 10:30. Am I intruding on private grief?
No, of course not. My assistant will serve you.
Have I just walked into World War III in here?
Makes me sick.
I see.
What can I do for you?
Well, I'm having my photograph taken for Harry.
Harry?
He's my fiancé in Hong Kong, and I want a nice little top to go with it. You know, something alluring that'll bring him rushing home in a fit of uncontrollable passion. You don't happen to have a mask to go with it, do you? I saw a little beige one I tried on last week and quite liked it.
Yeah. Is that the one?
Yes. Is it 34?
Yeah, do you want to try it on again?
No. I'll only change my mind and then you'll lose a sale. Good heavens, is that the price? Do you know, we'd all be better off being nudists, wouldn't we?
It's all right, I'll get it. Hello? Sylvia's? Oh, yes, Mrs. Matthews. Yes, Mrs. Matthews. Yeah. Yes, Mrs. Matthews. Of course I will. Yes. Thank you. Goodbye. 3 bags full, Mrs. Matthews.
She has got it on her this morning, hasn't she? Thanks. See ya.
See ya.
Oh, and, talking about going out for lunch...
I didn't know we were.
Well, we are now. I happen to be going out myself, so don't make any arrangements, will you?
I think I'm drunk.
Get away with you. You're just a bit merry, that's all.
Oh, what did Elsie say?
Who cares? You know the way you go on, you'd think she was your mother or something.
Oh, my mum always used to put a key down my back.
Oh, shall we try it?
Shall we? Do you think I am?
I think you're very attractive. In a dizzy sort of way.
It's Dizzy Blonde, my dad used to call me. If he could see me now. Can I ask you something?
Of course.
Are you married?
Well, do I look married?
What's married look like?
I don't know. Hunted, oppressed. Bloodshot eyes from lack of sleep. Shoulders rounded from the weight of a mortgage.
Oh, certainly none of them. Oh, I'll have to stop.
I'll get you a glass of water.
Oh, we shot for lunch.
Gail, what makes this door doing locked?
Oh, no.
What the heck's going on in here?
We shot for lunch?
We do not shut for lunch, not ever since Mrs. Matthews...
Today. Hello, Mrs. Howard. Drink this, girl.
Oh. Oh, you two have been enjoying your little selves, haven't you?
Well, don't you like seeing people enjoying themselves?
There are people and people, Mr. Thornley. Yours?
Thanks.
Well, you can just get this place cleared up right away. We are running a shop in here, not a speakeasy.
I'll see you later.
We only shot for half an hour.
Oh, is that all?
Oh, look, Elsie.
No, you look, madam. What you throw yourself at in your own time is your business, as long as it's in your own time. But I'm warning you, one more incident like that, just one more, and you will be out of this shop faster than you can catch fire. And don't think Gregory Peck there is going to help you, because if Sylvia finds out what's been going on behind her back, he'll be out with you. Now, won't that...
Hey, the great, can I have them?
No.
Only to borrow them tonight.
I said no.
I'll take good care of them. Go on.
They don't suit you, you know.
You do. Bring me eyes out.
Oh.
Go on.
All right, but I want them back first thing in the morning.
Yeah. And can I borrow this blouse?
No.
You used to.
I used to what?
Borrow the stock out of Miami mode and go out looking dead glamorous.
Who told you that tale?
You did.
No. Anything you take out of this shop, you pay for.
All right, I'll pay for it. Friday, I've subbed one blouse. Tell him I'll be 2 minutes, if you can bear to speak to him.
Good evening, Mrs. Howard.
She's just getting ready.
Good.
How's Sylvia these days?
As far as I know, she's very well.
Oh. You don't see much of her then?
That's what I like about you. You're always interested in other people.
I think Sylvia'd be interested in other people, certain other people, if she knew what was going on.
Oh. And are you going to tell on me then?
Oh, I'm not bothered about you.
Well, Gail's bothered about you. She thinks you're a bit jealous.
And God help her, she thinks you're sophisticated, so it just shows you how wrong she can be.
She's enjoying herself, that's all.
Oh, if that was all it was, I'd leave it alone and say she was a fool. But you are an associate of the boss, and associates of the boss should not mess around with little sales girls.
Mrs. Howard, I'm perfectly capable of managing my life, business and private. That's why I've been an associate of the boss for a very long time.
And Sylvia is quite capable of giving Gail the boot if she gets one whiff of this.
Then it's up to all of us to make sure that she keeps her job, isn't it?
Is she buying or just chatting?
I just popped in.
Oh, and you were bragging about your boyfriend.
No, I wasn't. Why should I brag about him?
Well, that's what I say. Why brag about him? And while we're on the subject, what time did he bring you home last night? It must have been gone too.
Elsie, leave off.
I'll leave off when I want to. And when do I get my earrings back?
What?
The earrings that I lent you yesterday to impress Mr. Wonderful.
Can I help you, love?
And those skirts from Underwood should definitely be here by next weekend. I think that's all. Where's Gail?
I sent her out to the post with them orders.
Oh, I see.
This game you're playing with her, how far do you intend to take it?
What game would this be, Mrs. Howard?
You know what I'm talking about, taking her out, spending money on her.
Has she complained?
Oh, no, of course she hasn't.
Then why should you?
I just happen to like the girl, that's all.
So do I.
I don't want to see her get hurt.
Hurt? Gail can take care of herself. She's not a kid.
Look, I don't know how old you think she is or how old she's told you she is, but in actual fact, she is 19 years of age.
Then she's old enough to vote, get married, and go out with me.
Hi. Saw your car outside.
You nearly missed me. I've got to push off, I'm afraid. Business. Has to come before pleasure sometimes. How about lunch tomorrow? I'll pop in the morning. Bye.
See ya.
Cheer up, Mrs. Howard. It may never happen.
What did he mean?
I don't know.
Have you been talking about me to him?
Words were exchanged, yes.
It's none of your business.
That's what he thinks.
And he's right, so will you stop interfering?
All right, it's none of my business. It's your life and you live it. But don't you come crying to me when you get hurt. And another thing, when do I get my earrings back?
I'm sorry, Elsie. I've lost one of them.
Oh, don't say that. There was something special. Where did you lose them?
I don't know, but I still had them when we left the club. I'm sorry.
So am I.
Hello, my darling. It's about time you weren't here, you know.
I was just going to close up.
Right, I've got the van outside. I'll give you and Gail a lift home, eh?
Oh, just me. Gail's gone home.
All right, get a move on.
I'll go and get me handbag. Oh, drat.
What's the matter?
I've just found an earring I thought I'd seen the last of.
What are you looking so miserable about? Have you lost the other one or something?
It's not me that lost it, it was Gail. It's where I found it that worries me, on the office floor.
So?
She went out last night with a fellow called Roy Thornley that helps out around here. Twice as old as she is and 3 times as clever. He must have taken her out and brought her back here afterwards. No prizes for guessing what for.
Who is this Thornley guy?
Oh, I don't know him very well, except he's very crafty and very clever, and he's leading Gail up the garden path.
And there's one more thing about him, too. He's married.
How'd you work that out?
Well, it's obvious, isn't it? I mean, he can't take her back to your place because you're in the way. He can't take her home because his wife's in the way, so he brings her here. This is his little love nest.
So big deal, you found your earring. You should be glad you got it back.
Is that all you've got to say?
I'll not ask to borrow anything of yours again.
I won't lend you anything of mine again, and that's the point.
Are we going to start World War III over it? What's the big drama anyway? You could have mentioned it at breakfast.
I like my breakfast quiet.
Or last night.
I didn't see you last night, madam. I must have had my 8 hours by the time you got in.
It weren't that late.
And all the other nights that you came in late, what were you doing, playing hanky-panky in the stock
Just
room?
because you found my earring doesn't mean to say you can jump to dirty conclusions.
He didn't bring you back here at that time just to play Scrabble, you know.
I keep telling you, Elsie, I'm not a kid.
But-
And I'm certainly not your kid.
You live in my house, and I am sick to death of tears and tantrums. I've had my share.
I'll not end up crying.
Oh, you can cope with him. You know how to deal with him. You've got him where you want him,
we
have
have
you?
an adult relationship. I know what I'm doing, and I can cope.
And what TV show did you get that lot out of?
You needn't worry, Elsie. If ever I did have any problems, you'd be the last person I'd come running to.
Gail, you are a daft kid.
Why are you so set on me being miserable? You keep harping on about when he lets me down, when he breaks me out, when I end up crying. Isn't it just possible that I could have a ball?
For a time.
And Doomsville at the end of it?
With that bloke, yes.
It must be wonderful to be so flaming clever.
I am not clever. I've just lived a bit longer than you and had a bit more experience, and you could benefit for it if you had the bloody sense you were born with.
I'm not that daft, Elsie. I'm bright enough to know a jealous woman when I see one.
Jealous? Of you and Thornley? I'd sooner tangle with a rattlesnake.
Not of me and him, of me. Because I'm 19 and having fun. And those are 2 things you said goodbye to a long time ago.
I should clock you one for that, madam.
Well, you won't get the chance because I'm going.
The turquoise one, but if she doesn't, we can always swap it for the red. You'll find the receipt inside.
Thank you.
All right?
Somebody's birthday present?
Yeah.
I'm glad you popped in.
Problems?
Not if you take my advice.
About what?
Gail Potter.
Where is Gail? She's not sick.
No, she walked out. Don't worry, she'll walk back in again. You do know she's potty about you, don't you?
Come on. I've taken her out a couple of times, that's all. Let's not start exaggerating, eh?
Taken her out and what else? I lent her a pair of earrings the other night. She lost them. I found one of them. Guess where?
I haven't a clue.
On the stockroom floor. You took her back there after you'd had a nightclub in the other night, didn't you?
They say women make the best detectives.
Oh, do us both a favour and take that silly smile off your face.
Gail's private life is her own business. And I'm telling you for the last time, she's not underage, she's sane, and she knows her own way around.
Not enough to deal with a twicer like you.
In your opinion?
In my opinion, yes.
Then keep your opinion to yourself. I'm tired of hearing it. As I dare say, so is Gail.
Look, she lives in my house and she works under me. Do you expect me to look the other way while she sticks her hand in the fire?
That's your own fevered interpretation. And if I were you, I'd either forget it or revise it.
Oh, I see. Keep my mouth shut or lose my job. Oh, no, I don't think you can say that to me, Mr. Thornley.
Can't I?
No, on account of Mrs. Matthews.
Mrs. Matthews?
Yes, Mrs. Matthews would be very interested to learn what was going on here behind her back.
I doubt it, and that's really a very childish threat.
Oh, I don't think so, Mr. Thornley. Let's face it, if it came to the crunch, I could very easily get another job. But could you find yourself another business associate? Let's face it, you're on a very cushy number here, Mr. Thornley. And we both do with me. Did she tell you about him?
Yeah, she was round this morning, as a matter of fact, in a state because she'd had a row with you.
Did she tell you why?
Because you're interfering, which is one good reason I won't.
Do you know who he is?
Well, I know he's older than her, got money, gives her a good time.
It's Roy Thornley.
Him from your shop?
Yeah, he helps Mrs. Matthews in the shop. They've got one or two enterprises going together.
Playing on his own doorstep, eh?
Oh, he's a dead loss. Forget. Look, she's about your age. Can't you talk to her? She'd listen to you.
It's because I'm her age that I'm saying no. I wouldn't thank people for poking their noses in, telling me who I could and couldn't go out with.
Even if it was a dead wrong one.
Look, Elsie, what have you got against him, apart from the fact that he ate his guts?
He's 14 years older than her for a start.
And a lot of girls like older men, I think I do.
Even older married men.
Is he?
I'll bet me vest.
But you're not exactly sure.
Look, do you know where he takes her when they've been out clubbing at night? Back to our stockroom. And do you know why? Lennon worked it out. He can't bring her back to our place because I'm there. He can't take her back to his place because he's got a wife.
All right, Elsie, you've twisted my arm. But I'm not pretending I like it, because I don't.
I suppose they are the best thing. I am a little reluctant to go into them at my time of life.
Oh, come on, Mrs. Walker. If it's not too late to start with driving lessons, it's not too late to wear trousers.
Do you know, I think you're absolutely right.
If you need any help, give me a shout.
Thank you, dear.
You're late again.
She was with me, Mrs. Harris.
I am well aware of that.
Then that's all right then, isn't it?
She works for me in this shop, and while she works for me in this shop, she will be on time.
Just a mistake, I think. Could you help me?
I'll be with you in a minute, Mrs. Walker. Hello, Deirdre. Nice to see you.
Well, I'll get off and leave you to sell a few thousand quid's worth of stuff.
You'll be lucky.
Oh, if you could get rid of any of those cheesecloth tops, I'd be very grateful. We bought a bit over-optimistic on those.
That's him.
Mr. Thornley, yeah?
I mean, the boyfriend. Thornley is the boyfriend.
So what if it is?
I'm not very impressed.
I didn't ask you to be.
Looks a bit flash to me. In fact, he looks very flash.
So who's got at you?
Eh?
Madam.
I am capable of forming my own opinions, you know.
So am I, so do us both a favour.
Oh, look, love, he's swept you off your feet, but he's not fallen for you. He's not spending, he's investing. Investing in a bit of fun.
What do you know about
He
it?
is.
What mature, sophisticated fellas did you ever go around with, Mrs. Langton? Seeing as you got yourself hitched to the first yobbo you met?
I suppose I asked for that. But I can tell you this, love. From now on, you can stew in your own flaming juice.
And you'd no need to go dragging Deirdre in.
She thinks you're a fool like I do.
Elsie, for the last time, I don't care what you think, what she thinks, what the President of flaming America thinks. I'm me. I'm living my life. I do me job.
When you're here.
Yeah, all right. I'm sorry I walked out this morning, and I'm sorry I was late back from dinner. I'll make up for it tomorrow. I won't have any dinner. If you want me out of the house,
I
just
never
say
said
so.
any such
Right
thing.
then. I pay me rent, that's all that need concern you.
All right, if that's the way you want it.
I do.
All right, go your own road. Do as you want, but
Don't say you haven't been warned. Elsie, I won't say I'm in love with him. I don't think I can know that yet. But I like him more than any fella I've been with. I like being with him. And as long as he wants to go on seeing me, that's fine by me. I just hope he keeps on wanting to.
Ready?
Ready?
Hello, Sylvia Separates. No, he isn't. He's just let... Yes, Mrs. Thornley. Of course I can take a message. Yes, I'll see him first thing in the morning. Huh? You'll be leaving Euston Station at 5 to 4. And could he pick you and the children up at 6:30 at Piccadilly? Yes, of course. First thing in the morning, Mrs. Thornley. Thank you. Goodbye.
It'll have to be one quick drink and then home, Cinderella.
It's all right, you did warn me.
You know I'd rather take you out.
Mrs. Matthews is your business partner, and business obviously comes before pleasure.
That's what I like about you. You don't nag.
I should have. I can't expect to be with you every minute. You're a busy fella. Anyway, we've got all tomorrow night.
Produce a dress.
Oh, wish I had something really super.
You always look super.
Mostly cheap tat.
Gail, you're young and pretty and full of life. You give cheap tat a quality most women would swap their couture gowns for.
You're only saying that.
I'm not.
Where we go?
Where do you want to go?
Anywhere you choose is wonderful.
You're easy to please, pretty lady.
I am when I'm with you. Roy, do you mind about Elsie?
I can cope with her. Can you?
If you're behind me. She means well.
So do a lot of nosy barkers.
She'd not interfere for the sake of it, not Elsie. She's genuinely worried for me.
She needn't be.
I know that.
Am I such a monster that young girls have to be protected from me?
Yes. I happen to be kinky for monsters.
Lucky me.
Next on Granada Plus, relationship trouble for just about everyone in families.
Do you want any help stirring that up?
Pardon?
You should do. You've been knocking the bottom out of that cup for the last 5 minutes.
Mother!
Well, it can't be that Thornley bloke. It must be Robert Wagner. How did you manage it with Natalie Wood keeping her eye on him?
He's better than Robert Wagner. And shut up, I don't want everybody knowing.
Here we are.
Great.
2 toasted tea cakes. Now, don't think I'm not grateful, girls. I mean, I'm glad of the money if nothing else. But how did 2 working girls end up in here at 10 o'clock in the morning?
We're on errands.
Silly of me to ask, really, weren't it?
Does she know?
She can't do the way she's behaving.
Are you sure?
Well, I can only believe the evidence of my own ears, can't I? That phone rang and a voice said she was Mrs. Doreen Thornley and would her husband pick her and the kids up at Piccadilly Station.
He seems very good at that, doesn't he?
What?
Picking up kids.
Oh, he's leading her right dance, poor little kid. What can I do, Len?
Well, how the hell do I know? There's a lot of it about, you know. Fellas cracking on they're not married. I remember a mate of mine in the Navy once. He kidded a woman along, something rotten.
Did he?
Yes, he did. And the point is, she didn't want to know. But that's women all over, isn't it? I mean, they believe what they want to believe.
Do you know how long ago that was?
Now, let's see.
No, don't remind me. It'll only depress me.
And so it should, because you fell for it, hook, line and sinker, didn't you? And you were a damn sight older than young Gail is now.
Thank you very much.
Well, you asked me and I told you. I mean, I didn't know what to do about it then. I certainly don't know what to do about it
Well,
now.
if you'd have told me straight away, it might have saved me a lot of heartache.
Well, tell her then.
On the other hand, I might have stuck my head in the gas oven.
So don't tell her.
Oh, you're a lot of help, you are. Go and do something you're good at. Shove that shelf.
Don't fit.
But didn't you try it on?
Don't know.
Did she?
Who are you talking about?
His mother. You are Gary Pendleton, aren't you?
Yeah.
You know, she came in yesterday. You served. A nice little woman with bright red hair.
Oh, yeah, I know. I don't know. She tried a couple of tops on. Don't know if she tried that on.
Well, what does she want to change it for?
She didn't want to change it. She wants the money back.
Well, how much was it?
Don't know.
Didn't she say?
No.
Oh. Well, in that case, love, you tell her to come in herself. We might have something that'll fit her.
She said I've got to get the money back.
Ah, yes. Well, you be a good lad and tell her to come back here and change it herself.
She said she'd give me a good hand if I didn't get it.
Oh, well, I'm sure you can defend yourself. You being twice the size she is already. And with a bit of luck, he'll end up next door to his dad.
Where's that?
Strange ways. He spends most of his time there. Pops out every now and again just to give her another. She's got 5 like him already, poor little devil.
She could have done with the money then.
Ah, yes, except she'd known out about it. Bringing the blouse back was young Fagin's idea. She wouldn't know a thing about it.
Do you know?
Oh, I've had a vast experience with the male sex. I'm going to write a book about it.
Oh, yeah, I was forgetting you were the expert.
I am not an expert. Experts do not make mistakes. That is what my book is all about.
Yeah. Well, don't judge everybody by yourself. Oh, and while I think about it, can I leave work a couple of minutes early tonight? Roy said I could, but then he would. He's taking me out.
Just sit down a minute, will you?
For heaven's sake, haven't you run out of sermons yet?
I said just sit down. I'm not dealing in sermons, I'm dealing in fact. Roy will not be taking you out tonight for the simple reason that he's going to pick his family up at Piccadilly Station. And if you'd like to know what his family consists of, it's a wife and 2 kids.
You really are jealous, aren't you? You'd tell any daft story.
It is not a daft story.
Yeah, well, it's not working, daft or not. Oh, can I get you anything while I'm out? Ham, balm cake, salad sandwich? Fella for your old age?
Hello? Is that the Roebuck? Oh, could I speak to Mr. Thornley, please? Mr. Roy Thornley. Yeah. Oh, hello, Mr. Thornley. This is Mrs. Add from the shop. I wonder if you could help me out. Could you pop round for a few minutes? Something's come up, and I'm afraid only you could deal with it. You will? Oh, thank you very much. I'll be here. Thank you. Goodbye.
You wanted me?
Well, thank you for being so prompt. Oh, by the way, there was a message for you. Your wife phoned. She said, would you pick her and the kids up at Piccadilly Station? She's arriving at 6:30.
Thanks, I'll do that.
Time we got rid of all this rubbish. Excuse me.
Well, don't look at me like that. It was a good game when it lasted.
That all it was?
What else did you want?
I asked if you were married. You said you weren't.
Because that's what you wanted to hear. That's the game until somebody finds out for sure. I suppose the ref blew a bit early, that's all. You don't really mean you didn't know.
I didn't know.
Well, that's not fair. That's not playing the game according to the rules. If I'd have known that, I'd have never kicked off in the first place. Look, Gail. Look. It's a bit of fun. We kid each other. I give you a little present, you give me a little present, and then when the whistle blows, it ends up a draw and everybody's happy. You don't have to do that. I mean, I can't do the same for you, can I?
Where is she?
She's just popped out for a bit. And I better be getting back. I was halfway through a large scotch when your urgent summons came. Still, it doesn't go off, does it?
No, not like some things. Is this yours?
Thanks. Little present for someone.
Oh, anybody I know?
Who knows? No, it's really not your style, is it?
No, not really.
What was it you wanted to see me about? This urgent matter that couldn't wait?
Oh, that. I was wrong. I dealt with it myself.
Good. I'm very grateful. Sometimes you need someone to help out with these silly little affairs. Thanks.
Gail, love. Gail, the toaster. The toast, love, the toast. It's supposed to be flaming automatic. When are you going to get off your backside?
Shut up, Elsie.
I will not shut up. You've got 5 minutes to get yourself ready and get off to work.
I'm not going.
Oh, and what are you going to do instead of? Throw yourself in the cut? Come on, love, get off to work. Keep your mind occupied.
They put your name in the paper, don't they? My mum and dad will see it.
I wish I could tell you different, love.
He reads them out when he's having his tea. He's always reading bits out to me, Mum. Make 'em laugh, won't it? Cited as co-respondent.
I hope you're not going to leave it to the Gazette to tell them. That wouldn't be very kind of you, you know.
How can I tell 'em?
Oh, stop whinging. All right, you've had some bad luck. You've been down on your luck. I agree with that. But you did bring it on yourself,
All
you know.
right, I did. But I never knew he was married.
Oh, lovey, it stands out a mile.
Well, not to me.
Well, why do you think I was so down on him?
I thought you fancied him.
No. You picked a right one, didn't you? Gail, this petition, you can't really believe that it comes as a total surprise to him, can you? I think you'd better have a talk, the both of you. That's one reason for going in.
No, I don't want to.
You don't want to see him?
No. I don't know what he's... Oh, Elsie, I don't know anything.
Yeah. Well, on second thoughts, I think you better stay where you are. But if I see Thornley, I can't pretend I know naught about it, you know.
No. Could you?
Could I have a talk to him? Yeah, well, I'll see what I can do. You know, there's a chance that this case might not come into court at all.
That's from the court. It's a petition.
Yes, there's a lot of water to flow under the bridge yet. Depends how your friend handles the case, and his missus, of course. It's all very much up in the air.
Anything I can do?
No, I don't think so. Roughly speaking, this is a tennis match, and you are the flaming ball.
Would it help if I got a solicitor?
Oh, now, before you go mad, let me see what I can do first.
Thanks, Elsie.
Yes, well, when it comes to divorce, I'm a little less out of my depth than you are. Look, if I'm going to talk to Thornley, I want to know what I'm talking about. I want the truth. Is she right in citing you? I see.
But I never knew he was married.
Oh, that's neither here nor there.
It is to me. It matters to how I feel.
You'd be surprised how little people care about what matters to you. God knows why I do. But I do, don't I?
No, I don't think so.
Well, that one?
No.
That one?
No, pink doesn't suit me at all.
Mrs. Howard? No, Gail?
That'll go with anything, you know, madam.
Well, I was looking for something more different.
Well, I'm afraid that's about as different as you'll get in this shop.
All right.
I'm sorry I can't help you, madam.
I said, is Gail not in?
All right, did it? Your buying trip?
All right, Mrs. Howard. I know I'm the big bad wolf, but we can be civil.
I don't suppose you phoned home while you were away, did you?
What's that got to do with it?
Well, then, of course, I don't know how much time you spend at home, do I?
Well, as a matter of fact, not very much, but it's none of your business.
You'd be surprised how many things you have to catch up on. Did you know, for instance, that your wife was divorcing you? Dear me. You do have to do some catching up, don't you?
Where did you get that from?
I got it from Gail. Oh, got it from the courts. She's had a petition naming her as correspondent.
The bitch.
Who, your wife? She was right, though, wasn't she? Although why she didn't cite that woman you're practically living with, I really don't know. But if she hit the mark with Gail, why worry?
What the hell has it got to do with you?
You're right. What's it got to do with me? But here's one for you. What the hell's it got to do with Gail? I mean, really?
Look, I didn't even know that... I mean, how did Gail get into this? I don't see she even knows Gail's name.
Neither do I, but she does, and so it's tough luck on Gail, doesn't it?
Of course it's tough on
and
Gail.
And you care, do you? Look, if she's divorcing you, it's been coming for a long time, long before you ever knew Gail, either of you.
Do you mind, Mrs. Howard?
If you're phoning your solicitors, get on with it, but you tell them that you want Gail's name kept out of it.
Gail's in it, I'm sorry.
Oh, and that's not to do with you,
It's not
I
up to me now.
Of course it is, if you don't defend it.
Oh, yeah, let that bitch walk away with everything.
Oh, so you are going to, are you?
It's none of your business. I'm going to ring my solicitor from a slightly more private telephone.
You do that, you do it, and call on Gail on the way back, can't you? Can't you? And that colour doesn't suit you a bit.
Well, you know, well, I thought I ought to...
I didn't expect you to.
Well, I'm not just going to send you letters through a solicitor, am I? Oh, I'm sorry about that. I know it came bang out of nowhere, but I didn't know myself. I only found out when I came back this morning. It's true. You know who told me? Elsie Howard. It's that ridiculous. I think she's daft, my wife. You know, I'm sure she is.
You know you and me are finished?
I don't know. I haven't talked to her yet. I've had 5 minutes on the phone with the solicitor, and that's all. Can I see that thing they sent you?
How did she know?
She hired a private detective.
You mean someone's been following us? Watching us?
So it seems.
They make you feel lovely.
Well, the rest of it's not going to be very nice.
That depends on you, doesn't it?
I don't know. I don't know.
That's what Elsie says. She says if you contest it, then it's all got to be dragged through the mud and it's all got to come out in court.
Well, some of it's bound to come out, yes.
Does everybody have to know about you and me? In the stockroom? Does they have to know everything? It's all right for you. People who just say you've played around, you've had your bit of spare. They'll laugh.
Well, I'm not laughing.
I don't care about you. You've had your laugh out of me.
Now, wait a minute. You've enjoyed yourself. You had your good time. Now, come on.
I didn't know you had a wife who was going to divorce you.
You knew all about Sylvia. That didn't seem to bother you.
It's not the same thing, is it?
I don't know.
Why didn't you tell me you were married?
Look, if you didn't know, you had nothing to feel bad about, right?
Oh, you've got it all worked out, haven't you?
Oh, Gail, please don't be like
You just
that.
go around picking up girls.
I don't go around picking up girls.
A couple of weeks ago I'd have believed that and all, but it's just how you go on, isn't it?
Gail.
I'm not the only girl you've ever...
No, all right, you're not the only girl. What's that got to do with it?
I'm the only one on that, aren't I?
Look, I'll try and make things as painless as I can. For you, I mean. I'll do whatever I can.
Does that mean you're not defending?
I can't say yet.
Why can't you?
Like, I've got to phone my solicitor.
You don't need a solicitor to know whether you love your wife or not.
Gail,
Well, do
Gail.
you? And if you wanted a divorce...
Look, it's not anything like as simple as that,
Why
Mum.
isn't it?
Look, I don't want her, and she doesn't want me, but she'll certainly want my house and money. You can bet on that. So, but I don't know yet.
Oh,
I came to,
I'm agreeably surprised. I'm glad you found the time.
Mrs. Howard, the last thing we need is your sarcasm. It doesn't help.
Gail, are you all right? Well, when you didn't come in after that telephone call,
He's going to...
Is that right?
I am not discussing it with you. Goodbye, Gail.
Come on.